Hello everyone and welcome to another edition of the track preview. So we're going to be taking a look at the tracks going into week number 4. Pretty crazy that we're already about a month into our fall series. But yeah, week number 4 going to be Charlotte. That's where we're kicking it off with here for the Reach Throwback, and Ladder Goat as well. And then later in the video we'll take a look at the Civilian Hog version of Road America. So if you didn't watch the recap, basically switching the schedule around for Firestone Firehawk a little bit, I want to do the Road America track this week because I want some more time to work on an idea that I just recently got inspired to do for a couple weeks down the line. And then also still doing the hog, the chili hog as well. But yeah, you saw Charlotte there. Charlotte's the first intermediate track. The first intermediate track as far as the ovals go. In our Reach Throwback schedule, we'll have another one with Homestead Miami later on in the season. That's actually the last race in the season. So Charlotte, to be fair, Charlotte is quite a bit different than that track. If I recall correctly, Homestead's actually like kind of multi-groove and at times kind of encouraged to run the outside, whereas Charlotte is definitely a more inside dominant encouraged track, although you can run the outside and you can get some runs, but from what I can recall, Charlotte's definitely more of an inside track, so they're a little bit different. Even though they're both intermediate tracks as far as the ovals go, they're quite different. They're quite different. They're pretty unique from each other. But yeah, Charlotte should be fun. Has more of a gap than it might appear on the video. Actually, the track can low-key be pretty difficult at times. I know it may not seem like it, and that's probably the case with a lot of these reach tracks, but you really can, and once you race it, you'll see what I mean. You really can make up time, especially with like the bumps and stuff. Got to know how to maneuver those and stuff like that. So I think it has more of a gap than it may appear. So that one should be pretty fun. And then here we're taking a look at Ladder Goat. So Ladder Goat is another GP that is more so on the ORL side of things. The last one that we raced, the first one that we raced was another ORL GP track, but the last one that we raced with Road America, that was Edwards, and I remember racing that in Adrenaline back in the day. And a lot of these tracks are from that, but well, on the oval side and the GP side, whereas the Supercross side, of course, is a lot of those old ORL tracks. But yeah, the GP side, the oval side, ORL didn't really do ovals back in the day. So that's pretty much all those old Adrenaline tracks. For the GP side of things, though, it's a pretty even balance. But again, I think Ladder Goat here is the last of those ORL GP tracks. So you can basically, what I'm getting at is you can tell that there's a difference in the style of track. Especially once we get another Adrenaline GP or two, you'll definitely be able to tell the difference. But yeah, you'll be able to tell there's quite a bit of a difference in the style of forging of these two different types of GP tracks. They're definitely definitely not that similar. But Ladder Goat, I think the obvious thing here from Road America is braking zones. Ladder Goat has multiple braking zones. That'll make things interesting. But yeah, I think Reach Throwback has a pretty like intermediate lineup for track difficulty. I mean, Charlotte's not only an intermediate as far as like distance goes, but also like track difficulty for the ovals, and I think that probably applies to Ladder Goat as well. I don't think it's one of the harder GPs, but somewhere in the middle, there are some sections that could be a little tricky and definitely make up some time. But yeah, we'll see how it goes. Should be fun tracks this week. But now we're on with the Road America, the Hog Road America that we're going to be racing in Firestone Firehawk this weekend. Yeah, so I looked at the date on this track when Slanch and I started working on it, and man, I think it was April 4th, 2022. So it's been a long time. It doesn't feel like it's been that long, man, but it's been like over half a year. April does not feel like it's that long ago, but it's been over half a year since we worked on this track. So this one's been in the pipeline for a while. Definitely hasn't been visited in a while though. I just put the checkpoints on it, just put the spawns on it for the track preview. I think I'm going to try to work with the rest of the budget that we have left for this track and try to spice up the aesthetics a little bit through the next couple days and try to make it look a little more pretty. I'll definitely take a look at that and see what I can do there. But as far as like the track surface itself goes, it's pretty fun. And we did some tests here, and the tests went well. It actually has the hog GPs, especially with like these fast-paced corners, actually has a pretty decent gap because the corners with the hogs where you maintain your momentum are actually like really easy to mess up. And yeah, you're able to gain more time on people than like you think you'd be able to, and make more pass attempts even than you think you'd be able to. So we'll see how it goes in the race, but at least as far as our testing went, the testing went great. Oh, almost lost it there. There's a good example of how not to take a turn, and now you can lose a lot of time. But yeah, based on the testing, I think this will be pretty fun. We'll see how it goes compared to Claystone, because Claystone was pretty good. I really enjoyed the battles on that track. And I could see this being pretty similar. Oh, and something to spice it up. I haven't decided if we're doing it yet, but something we could do to spice it up is we have a little joker, a little long way joker to the left right there. And on the next lap, I'll take it. But that's something that we could add in here. Haven't decided on it yet, but that's something that we could potentially add into the races on here to spice things up as well. I'm definitely down for it. We'll see what we end up doing. Could definitely make things interesting. But yeah, I'm looking forward to this a lot because I think this track has as much, if not more, of a skill gap than Claystone Compound did, but it's a lot less. How do I put it? It's a lot less cheesy in general. Like it should be harder to make a mistake that like ends your race on this track. Claystone could definitely be a little more susceptible to that, and I think we saw that in a couple of the races with some of the flips and stuff like that. So maybe even though this track I think should have a decent skill gap, maybe we'll get some like good pack racing on this one and some good battles, which to be fair, we got all that on Claystone as well. I think maybe we'll just see it amplified on this. I hope so. We'll have to wait and see because just running laps on this track is pretty fun. Like the hog physics definitely have potential for these types of tracks, these long types of tracks with the straightaways and stuff like that. On this game, they definitely have a lot of potential for stuff like that. And yeah, I'm really looking forward to racing this one. I'll take the Joker here. And you can't tell in the video because I don't have anybody to compare it to, but the Joker's a lot slower. It might not seem that much slower, but it's a lot slower. Taking the normal line, they get such a huge run on you when you take the Joker. It's a massive run, and it's pretty awesome actually how much speed they start to pull on people that take the Joker. So that's another reason why I wouldn't mind including it. It just looks awesome, to be fair, when people do it near traffic. But yeah, there's the track preview for week number 4. Hope that was informative, and I'll see you guys at the races.